Hi there, this is November 2nd, 2017, and I am here to conduct a little video workshop on the cold and flu protocols with Doterra products. And I am Amira, your Doterra support person. Okay, also just for your information, you know that this video will be listed as an unlisted video on YouTube, meaning that only those who have the link can have an access to it. So I recommend that you save it, in your YouTube video library for the future references. Otherwise, because you can't find it just by searching, okay, because it is an unlisted video. Also, and that the Word document or the PDF document with the protocols will be attached to the email that I'm sending out to you. Also to the Facebook group called Rolling in Oils with Amira. Yeah, because I can't attach the PDF to the video, unfortunately. Yes, so, but you can always contact me if you lose any of them, so I will be happy to send it to you again. But let's get going. I'm going to share my screen and go through everything rather quickly. And here it is. This is just a little thing that I threw together just to have a little visual. I think it's better. So before I even start, I wanted to tell you that, if you go on internet and go on Pinterest or people's blogs, there is actually so many different ideas about the flu protocols with Doterra products, right? I'm just going to share with you, right now what I mostly do. This is just my signature of things, but by any means, this is not the only way of doing things. And you usually have your own little tricks and things, up your sleeve that you are using. And just so that for sure, I'm going to tell you now that for today, I'm just focusing on the Doterra products because this is the purpose of this video today. But by any means, if you have other herbal tricks and using colloidal silver and drinking ginger tea, and you have any little secrets also from your grandma and any natural, as long as it's natural, definitely. Use it, write it down, pass it to your children, because I believe personally that the future is holding for us in healthcare, that people are going back to natural remedies, right? I truly believe that. So, but here is just few ideas that I pulled off of internet, from Pinterest or some blogs, like I said. And, there is, you could find things like flu bombs, what people put together into the capsule. Sometimes it's called an immune bomb, right? There is even flu bomb recipes and things like that, and immune boosters and sore throat blasters and all kinds of things. So like I said, the ideas are simply endless. I just wanted to add this in here. But after that, I'll be now then sharing what I use mostly. But first of all, let's break down what a flu is, what the flu is, yeah? Flu is coming from a word influenza. Influenza, commonly known as the flu, is an infectious disease caused by an influenza virus. So how do we get that virus? It usually is spread through the air. Somebody could cough it into your face, or you could also pick it up from door handles and things like that, like the seats and places like that. And actually, the truth is that people think that the viruses are around us only, like in the fall or winter season. But the truth is actually that viruses are around us all the time. It's just that during the spring and summertime, we are not as susceptible to these viruses because our immune system is stronger during those times, because the air, the air temperature doesn't change as rapidly. And our immune system is really affected by rapid air temperature changes. And that's why during fall and winter, that's when we react to viruses by getting so-called sick or cold, right? So the symptoms are usually appearing after 7 days of the incubation of that virus. And obviously there is so many different strains of the viruses. There is a lot of them. They're changing and mutating constantly. Another reason, this is just my opinion. By any means, I don't mean to, press it on anybody, but my opinion is that the flu shots that they do, at the health clinics and corner stores and things like that, they are absolutely useless. Because by the time that flu vaccine is developed, that flu strain is already mutated and changed, and it doesn't work anyway. Again, this is just my opinion. So Main strategies, three important strategies obviously are, number one is prevention. Number two is immediate action, and number three is the persistent continuity. When the symptoms are really acute, and you have to be constant until the symptoms subside. So now I will go through everything exactly what I do. But let's talk first about the prevention. Yeah, prevention is a big thing, because sometimes people, who are already coming down with symptoms and they're trying to start taking the oils, for example, right, the On Guard and stuff like that, it might not work immediately, because if that virus, as I mentioned, has been already there incubating for several days, and it depending on your state, on your immune state, your stress level and your sleep level, right? If you're more stressed out, your immune response is going to be also lower, and that's why that one lick already during the symptoms may not be enough. Okay, that's why it is really important, especially when the flu season is coming around, to do things preventatively. For example, what I do, I constantly carry just On Guard with me. And see, I'm already basically out of it again. I basically order this every month because On Guard is Doterra's most popular immune boosting blend, right? What I do is I simply lick it, once or twice a day, all the time. I diffuse it into the air, trying to get rid of all the airborne stuff that's going around right in my house. And of course, I carry around constantly my On Guard sanitizer. Right now, you can make your own, or now also Doterra made their own, so you can have either of those with you constantly. So for my daughter, what I do, I give her On Guard beadlets, right? On Guard beadlets are coming in this little itsy bitsy tiny little what do you call it, they're like little beads, literally. Yes. And I pop 2 of these in her mouth every single morning before she goes to school. And and you all know that those of you who know me, that my daughter has not been sick. She's literally not sick. She has come home sometimes with a little clear runny nose. She's not feeling well. I put oils on her. I give her On Guard beadlets, and she's good to go. It's gone by the morning. Right. And I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm just saying that this is, it's possible. It is totally possible to be that way. And you raise your kids that way, that they're never sick. So, okay. So this is, so prevention, right? Really, really important. But now let's say that myself, I feel like, oh my God, I feel it coming. Like, I went somewhere, that first feeling, that little chill that goes through your spine, and you feel like, oh, I think I'm getting sick. This is what I do, right? Once again, I am gonna lick the On Guard. I lick it like every 15 minutes, literally. I take one drop. I put it in a diffuser, in my car, everywhere. Sometimes I even spray myself. Like if I go to people's houses, especially I know they're sick, I literally spray this like into my hair and on my clothes. All right. Yes, I do that. So now the next thing is what I do is I take my Breed, right? Breed, yes, here. Let me stop the share for a second, then maybe it's better. Okay. So once again, because I wasn't sharing, right? This is the On Guard that I do, right? I lick and I spray and I diffuse into the air. Here is my Breed. As you know, Breed is not for internal take. It includes eucalyptus, so it can only be used aromatically or topically. What I like to do is I like to just put a few drops on my palm, just 2 drops, and I just rub it right on my chest. And from what's left, I also just inhale. And you could literally, because it has peppermint in it, and it opens up the sinuses. It's just a wonderful, wonderful feeling, right? So Breed is what I do immediately. And also what I do, it's another form of prevention, so that if you feel you're getting sick, so to prevent it from moving up the upper respiratory ways, and so it wouldn't become an ear infection, I put Melaleuca, which is the tea tree oil. I will put this straight on my earlobes, just like that, and behind. Same thing you can do for kids, obviously, right? So, and I rub it all around my ears and inside. And this is usually what's enough of preventing becoming cold, right? And I literally lick it until I feel better. I'm not stopping it. Just remember also, it's not a good idea to drink like the whole bottle of On Guard at the same time. That is not a good idea because the oils obviously are very concentrated. It's good to do one drop in an increments of time, right? So that is much more effective and also doesn't put as much pressure on your liver trying to metabolize it, right? So for kids also, we have Melaleuca Touch, right? Because it's already pre-diluted. Oh, I hope you can see, yeah. It's already pre-diluted and it's very, very safe for kids to use. They can't like so-called overdose on it. Like they can literally just go around the ears and same thing, you know. Obviously, if it's a small child, you should monitor it, help the child to use it. And children love doing it. They absolutely love it. For those people who don't like Melaleuca, there are some who absolutely can't stand the smell of Melaleuca. It's a basil will do the same trick. And if you don't like basil, then I don't know what. Basil is wonderful. So same thing, you can use, you know, I'm using both now. Who cares, right? I'm putting both of them on my ears at the moment. So this is what I do immediately as soon as I start feeling sick. So I'm going back to my screen now. Alrighty then. So let's see here, right? So next trick is to do a bath, right? A really, really hot bath. But the condition is you can't have fever to do hot bath because doing a hot bath while you have a fever is very dangerous. It actually can raise the temperature up dangerously high and it puts a lot of pressure on your heart, right? Plus the blood vessels will dilate too much and trying to compensate for the blood flow and stuff like that. So you've got to be careful, right? So if there is no fever present, you are welcome to do a really, really hot bath. I do my hot bath usually with Epsom salt and even baking soda I add in there. And then I like to add a drop or two of eucalyptus or green, or you can use whatever other favorite oil you like, even lavender. It helps you relax at the same time, right? But what's the trick with what is the trick with the hot bath? Because I remember from my from time ago when I was going to nursing school, I remember that sentence very well, that the virus cannot survive when it's overheated or if it's freezing, right? So you can now choose. You can jump into an ice hole, like an ice lake, if that's what you do. Or you can take a hot bath, okay? Because you have to either freeze it or you have to overheat it. Me personally, I choose the hot bath because I am not an ice swimmer kind of guy, kind of girl. But if you are, oh my gosh, all the power to you, right? And that's why if you think about it, the ice swimmers are really healthy. The viruses don't touch them at all. Their immune system is so strong, right? First of all, they're really, they're strong from doing that, right? But just the fact that, they're kind of killing their virus, even if they have one, by freezing it, by going in there. It's amazing how it works. So here's the bath trick, right? Now I'm going to go back again and, I'm telling you what to do when you have a fever. So again, it's the same thing, works for both ways, for adults and children. And see, here it is. Peppermint is really, really effective during, in the case of fevers. And what you do again is to take a little bit of fractionated coconut oil. Yeah, you put a little bit of coconut oil on your palm, right? And then, you put a few drops. Just one is enough. If it's an infant or little child, just one drop is enough, right? If it's a big guy, right? Then you can put 2 or 3 drops and mix it together, and you literally can go for yourself. You can just go over your upper back like this, right? If you're helping somebody, you can go all the way over the back. And for the little baby, you'll turn the baby on a stomach, and you can just put it all over the back, right? And I have seen it all over and all over and all over all the time, how effective it is. In 15 minutes, the fever goes down if it's supposed to go down. And there is no point to really drop the fever too low because fever is also an important it's a protective kind of mechanism that happens in the body. So the fever has to be there. Just when the fever is too high, that's when we need to take it down. But the small fever is actually really good for you when you have a cold, because that helps the body to fight, right? So that's the thing. But if you need to take it down, peppermint works just absolutely amazingly. In fact, I was visiting a family of doctors one time. It was years ago, and my daughter was from traveling. I mean, she had eaten something. She developed a fever, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm at the doctor's family, and they offered me, Tylenol or something." I said, "No, it's okay. I'll try my peppermint." And I did the peppermint, and the fever went down like in minutes. And the doctor itself asked me, like, "You did what? How did you do that?" I mean, they were impressed. Okay, so here it is. It's my little story right there. Okay, let's keep going. So next is say when you have a sore throat, right? Sore throat. Yeah, there's many ways. What you can do is first of all, you can gargle with On Guard, right? Let's say you don't have oregano or other stuff, right? So you can definitely gargle. Okay, let me get my oregano here. So just showing you here, oregano is super, super, super hot, meaning that it's not temperature hot, and it's not hot like if you get it on your skin or on your lip. It's not gonna, it's burning, but it's not burning like an acid, like it's gonna burn a hole in you. It's just incredibly, incredibly, incredibly intense, right? So that's why you never, never, never wanna put it on a child, because it's not gonna kill the child, but the child is gonna have a very, very unpleasant experience, and you don't want that, for a child to happen. You want a child to, build a trust with the oils, right? But if you are brave enough, I do recommend to try this. Yeah. Take a spoonful of honey, right? I use local raw honey. That's what I use. I take a spoonful of honey and I put 1 drop of oregano. I said 1. Notice that I said 1. 1 drop of oregano on the spoonful of honey. Take it in and keep it there for about 15 seconds. You can start, if people react differently. Some people don't do much anything. For me, I just the tears start running down my eyes. It's so hot. But sure enough, my throat immediately, I'm not kidding, immediately feels better. The softness, everything, the honey, of course, helps as well, stuff like that. And it is just incredibly soothing, right? And then you can drink a little bit of water to ease off the feeling. But try it. Just be very careful, okay? But it's incredibly effective for a sore throat. Like I said, if you don't have oregano, if by any means this is like too strong for you, then you can just gargle your throat with On Guard or even lemon, and that is even incredibly soothing. So you can do that same trick with honey and aloe vera and all these things, right, that are available for you. So this was that. So next thing is, okay, I'm here mentioning just in here that I am taking the GX Assist. GX Assist is the supplement that Doterra has that is actually meant for cleansing the body. It's meant for, to restore your gut health, right? So this includes like caprylic acid and things like that are unfriendly to some of the microbes that are living, some of the unfriendly, unhealthy bacteria that are overgrowing in our gut. And this is meant for like 10-day take when you do your cleanses, right? I have done these classes before, maybe you remember. So, but just because it has the effect of on unfriendly bacteria, then ta-da, right? Obviously, if there is, let's say you have nothing else handy and you happen to have this at home, then you can take 2 of these, take it with food. It's really important that you take it with food. Yeah, swallow 2 of these and you might actually get the same effect, because if it kills other unfriendly bacteria, it is also going to affect the flu virus or other bacteria that's in there. So just another little trick, just saying. All righty. So then let's talk a little bit about the cold sores. Oh my gosh, the cold sores, we all know how nasty they are, how long they last, and how just incredibly unpleasant they are, right? For me, I've been always very, very successful with clove. right? Just a regular, just a drop of, I just put a little bit of clove where the cold sore comes. For me, for some reason, my cold sores tend to come to nose area, like in an inner lining of the nose. But you know, people get it in the corners of the mouth and the lips, sometimes even on their cheek and things like that. So, but wherever it is, you can apply it straight on there. And also, but I know people who say that even just lavender, like just a pure lavender, put it on a cold sore. It depends on a person, because for me, lavender won't cut it alone. Because, you know, I've been sick as a child. I've gotten a lot of antibiotics. So my immune system is fairly compromised. Lavender alone is not going to cut it for me. Clove, however, does it very, very well. If I catch it right on that moment, I can really prevent the cold sore becoming big and everything. So I used clove until last year, when I found out about the powers of Melissa oil. I already talked to you about it last year, but I am going to do it again because it is absolutely amazing, the things that I saw and what I did. So just to also mention that Melissa is an investment oil. It's an incredibly expensive little bottle. The whole bottle is like $135, if I'm not mistaken. So it makes the price for a drop for about $1.25. But you know what? It's worth every penny. Because now when I see or feel that cold sore coming, I put it on. Every 15 minutes or so, literally, that cold sore never develops into anything. Even the redness goes down. And I'm not exaggerating if I tell you that I am amazed. I am absolutely amazed. Because why? And you're asking why? Why is that? Why is Melissa better than the others? Well, apparently Melissa is the strongest antiviral in the nature. You might ask the next question, why is it so expensive? I'm not going to go deeply into it, because it's, but I'll just tell you quickly. It's basically the same family as peppermint, right? Peppermint and Melissa, they both actually grow as, you know, wild like weed, right? But guess what? Peppermint is not as sensitive to climate changes and the weather changes. But if Melissa plant, if it grows and there is like extreme weather change, and if it's not being harvested right on time, its entire chemical composition changes. And as you know, Doterra will not compromise quality for anything. If it does not fit their quality profile, they will not bottle it. Remember it, for a few years, we couldn't even get Melissa because Doterra couldn't get it at the quality that they wanted it. So now, thank goodness, it is available again. They found another source where to get it, so we have Melissa. Okay, so this one bottle is pricey, but it will last you a long time. See, I'm barely halfway through, even though I've been using it, you know, throughout the last winter. I used it, I shared it, I still have half left. Okay, so here it is. Incredible Melissa. Okay, so let's keep going. We're almost done. So I am also bringing up digestion here, and you know, you might wonder what the heck. You know, why am I talking about digestion during the flu talk, right? Oops, where is it? Here it is. So, well, guess what? Because digestion oil that is usually meant for, you know, digestion issues, right? It includes ginger. And as you may know, ginger has like tons of medicinal properties, so many. But ginger is also known as that it has the mucus breaking properties, and that's why, you know, if you have a cough or if it's like a, you know, sinus, you know, when you feel like it's all puffed and full, then it's really smart to lick digestion as well, because it helps to break up the mucus. That's the whole idea behind it. Of course, you can use ginger oil on its own as well. For me personally, I am not a big fan of ginger because it just, for some reason, it is way too strong for me. I love the plant. I like to make the tea out of the ginger plant, and I love it here inside digestion. It's a lot less concentrated inside here, right? But if you love ginger, then you can also use ginger directly, obviously. For me, I just prefer digestion. Okay, so this was another little thing to share. now I'm going to tell you a story of a little experiment I did last winter. Okay. I remember you're going to get this protocol, so don't worry about taking notes. I'm going to add it, include it into the email. Okay, so again, I'm taking this, I'm putting together side by side of these two amazing oils. We have lemon and we have Melissa. Ironically enough, right? Lemon is the cheapest oil that Doterra has, $10 bottle, big one, and Melissa is one of the most expensive oils. But these two just work together in an amazing symbiosis. So my experiment was that because I found out that Melissa is such a strong antiviral, right? I wanted to see how it really works, not just on me, but I wanted to experiment it on my friends. Yeah, I know how that sounds, but I did that. So basically, I told a few of my friends that if during the winter, if you feel like getting sick, call me immediately. I'm going to come and I'm going to do this protocol on you. And I just want to see if it works. Okay. So I brought my own oils. I did my whole thing. So the protocol is that, okay. And 3 people called me. Yes. So I had 3 experiments that I did. So when I went there, what I did is this. I took the empty capsule. You all know the Doterra's vegetable empty capsules. You can open it up, right? You can put whatever else you want in here, close it up, put it in your mouth, swallow it with food for whatever reason you need to. So I put 3 drops of lemon and 3 drops of Melissa into this capsule, and I asked them to swallow that. I also gave them a little supply so that they could do it again after every few hours to repeat the same thing. Then also I took a little bit of coconut oil and, okay, where's my stuff? And I put 2 drops of Melissa oil on the coconut oil, and I rubbed it on their chest. Let me mention the symptoms were like literally, it was full on runny nose, wet cough, really, the big head, the chills, the everything, you name it, everything was there. That was really acute flu symptoms were present when we were doing that. So and then also, so we rubbed the Melissa also on a chest. We covered it with, like a pajama or something really soft, right? The soft. And then also I heated up like a herbal bag. This is my big herbal bag. I also have a little one. I always keep them handy in the house. It can be a herbal bag. It can be a rice bag, even like just, a hot water filled like a little bag, whatever you have would work. And so on top of that, pajama or whatever, you place that herbal bag, right? So it's a hot one. You can heat it up in a microwave or in an oven, right? You place it on your chest like that, and then you take another like a robe or something, make yourself really warm. And if there is a chance, we also put a feet into a really hot water. You can even add mustard powder to the water and make the water so hot as you can take it, so that even like the skin turns a little red, right? Now, idea is to sit like that in that heat until you break the sweat. Then once the sweat breaks, the little magic happens, right? And that magic you have to experience, right? I hope nobody gets sick, but if you do, then try this, and it's absolutely amazing. So 2 people out of 3 called me back the next morning, and they were totally fine. They said, oh my gosh, I'm cleared up. I'm not coughing. I could sleep at night. Everything was fine. So that one person that called and said, no, listen, it didn't work as much. And you know why? But the reason was because she didn't call me right away. She waited like 5 days with her cold until it got so bad that then she called me. So she let the virus do basically overtake her body. So, but those other 2, they called me immediately, and it also worked immediately. So I'm saying that just by fact that, it's not going to be the same for everybody. It depends your immune response, how strong it is, how long the virus has been there, what other conditions you have going on in your body, how well you sleep, how well you manage your stress. So all of that is gonna affect the outcome, obviously, a little bit. Okay, so but I was so happy for that experiment I did though, because it really shows what how it works. So there was few more things here that I think I had written down. Um, okay. Oh yeah, no. Basically, I am just saying that, you know, carry that on guard around with you, right? As you know, it includes also the clove oil, which was even scientifically tested to inhibit Ebola virus and things like that. It can be it works effectively for staph bacteria and all the nasty stuff. So I, you know, go and again, you know, spray your hands with it, spray your tabletops in your office, spray the doorknobs, toilet seats, whatever. Really helps you to stay healthy. So I hope nobody gets sick this winter, this season. Okay. If anything needed clarification, please write to me, or if you have any questions, please write to me. Also, you know, even if you don't comment on a video, that's okay, but give me a thumb up so that I've seen that you've watched it, okay? So I would really appreciate that. But of course, your comments are also really, really welcome. So again, have a really nice and happy and healthy holiday season and winter, and all the best from me. Bye-bye.